Hello everyone, it's a beautiful day. Welcome to the Pathfinder Show, a show where we discuss social and real life issues, societal and human issues with a view to profiling solutions. I am your host, Amarachi. Today on the show, we're going to be discussing domestic violence. Before I continue, please subscribe to this channel, click on the notification bell so as to get notified anytime we upload a new video. Trust me, you do not want to miss out on any of our videos. Domestic violence happens to anyone, regardless of your class, your sex, your age, your sexuality, your religion, your educational background, or your level of exposure. It can happen to anyone. Every day in our society, we hear stories of how men kill their wives and wives maiming their husband. Domestic violence is not limited to any gender. It happens to both gender. Domestic violence is an aggressive behavior towards one's partner. The aim of that aggressive behavior is to instill dominance, superiority, and surveillance on their victims. They want you to feel superior. They want you to feel small. They want you to look up to them as their all in all. There are some people are in domestic violence marriages and relationships, but they are not even aware. They see it as a norm. They see it as normal. There are various forms your partner can abuse you. There are various forms abusers abuse their victims in relationship and marriage. One of them is the physical abuse. The physical abuse is the most easy to recognize form of domestic abuse. The abuser violently applies force on their victims by hitting them, stabbing them, kicking them, pinching them, or choking them. They intentionally cause bodily injuries on the body of their victims. Sexual abuse is another form of domestic violence. Here, abuse is difficult to establish because how do you establish, especially in a case where both partners are married? The truth is, we all have a right to our body. You have a right to say no. I have a right to say no. When your partner or your spouse says no, they are not interested in having any sexual activity with you part-time, please respect them. Please take their no, let their no be their no. They are well within their right to say no, that they don't want to get involved in a sexual activity with you. But a situation whereby is a reoccurring occurrence, that every time your partner keeps rejecting you, whether male or female, check yourself, check your personal hygiene, and if you feel you are okay, then you need to see a therapist. Talk to a therapist, talk to a friend, talk to somebody they respect. Do not force yourself on them. If you force yourself on your partner to have sexual activity, you have raped them, and it is wrong. Even in marriage, it is wrong to force yourself on your partner. Another form of domestic abuse or violence is emotional abuse. This one is very difficult to establish because there is no bodily injury. It has to do with the mind of the victim. The abuser makes the victim feel small, makes them feel useless, make them feel inferior by calling them derogatory names, insulting them, criticizing them. There is nothing they do that is good for them. There is nothing they say that is sensible. It's always calling them derogatory names, insulting them, criticizing. Whatever they do is never good enough. That's emotional abuse. Another form of abuse is the financial abuse. The number of women who suffer from financial abuse far outweighs the number of men who suffer from financial abuse. That's the truth. Both genders suffer it, but women suffer financial abuse most. Most men know that, oh, I want my wife to be a full-time housewife. Then you go and marry this lady who is focused on her career, who is career conscious, who have a thriving business. You go and marry her, and the next thing after marriage, you're telling her she's no longer going to work. She's no longer. Most men do this to control the financial independence of their spouse. They feel threatened by her growing career. They feel threatened by her being financially independent, so they do everything to stop her. Please, if you're for a woman to say she doesn't want to work or she doesn't want to run a business, has to come from her. She has to decide on her own. She's well within her right to decide that, oh, I don't want to work anymore. Oh, I don't want to do business. She knows her reason for that. She's well within her right to do that, not you forcing her on in the name of marriage. That is you abusing her. Why do abusers abuse their victims? Why? Why do they do this? One of them is mental problems. Because Bible see both are now one. So for you to be abusing your partner means you are not mentally okay. Because how can you abuse yourself? Both of you are now one. If you cannot slap yourself, how would you slap yourself? If you cannot stab yourself with a knife, why would you stab your wife or your husband with a knife? If you cannot criticize everything you do, you don't ever see anything good in what you do, why should you do that to your spouse, knowing fully well that this person is the same as you, that both of you has become one? Why should you stop your partner from gaining financial independence? Why should the financial independence of your partner threaten you, if not that you have mental problems, if not that you are insane? Another reason why abusers abuse their victim is because of low self-esteem, alcoholism, drug abuse, childhood trauma. Grow up seeing their father hitting their mother, abusing her, calling her derogatory names. So they grow up thinking it's actually normal. They grow up thinking it's the norm for their fathers to abuse their mother. Most women grow up seeing their mother be beaten by their fathers, seeing their father calling their mother good for nothing. So they grow up thinking it's the norm in marriage. So when they got married and they got married to this guy who is abusive, they stay put, thinking it's the norm, thinking it rains everywhere. No, it doesn't rain everywhere. There are people enjoying their relationships. There are people enjoying their marriage. You can be one of them. What do you do to leave an abusive relationship? What do you do to leave an abusive marriage? First and foremost, you have to realize or recognize that that marriage or that relationship you are into is abusive. You have to establish that fact. First and foremost, how do you know that this relationship or this marriage I am is okay? What do you do before leaving an abusive relationship? First and foremost, you have to understand that that marriage or that relationship you're in is abusive. You have to identify your abuser. When you identify your abuser, then you have to look inward. Who is that person my abuser respects? Who is that person my abuser loves so much? Who is that person my abuser listen to? It could be their father, it could be their mother, it could be their siblings, it could be that close friend. Get a third party involved. Some people say they cannot get they cannot involve a third party in their marriage. You will die there. You better get a third party involved in that marriage. Talk to someone they listen to, talk to someone they respect. And when you get a third party involved in your relationship or marriage and your partner still did not change, your abuser still did not turn a new leaf, the truth is it's very difficult for an abuser to turn a new leaf. Most abusers do not change. I did not say all. Most of them do not change. After involving a third party and you realize that they have not changed, my brother, my sister, it is time to japa off. It is time for you to live so that you can live. It is not worth dying for. Number to be added to the statistics of people who died in domestic relationship or marriage. You have to live. What do? Do you just wake up one morning and say, okay, you know what, I'm leaving this relationship, I'm leaving this marriage? No. You have to plan your exit. Failing to plan is planning to fail. So what do? You have to open an account that your abuser will not be aware of. Make sure you open that account with a bank your abuser has no relationship with. What do I mean when I say no relationship? I mean a bank your abuser does not have an account with. Go to a bank you know your abuser have no account with them and open the account there. Tell the banker opening the account for you that you do not want an alert of any kind. You do not want an SMS alert and you do not want an email alert. Not yet. You can go back to the bank and ask for an email or SMS alert when you've left your abuser. But for the time being that you're with your abuser, please tell the banker. They will understand that you do not want an SMS alert or an email alert. Because If you, because you're still with your abuser, you're still saving money, and then your abuser handles your phone and see that alert, what do you think will happen? You don't want to endanger yourself. You want to be ahead of the game. So open the account and make sure there's no SMS or email, no alert of any kind. So keep saving money there, no matter how little. Keep putting money, and make drop of water makes an ocean. So keep saving money in that account till you feel you've saved enough that will sustain you while you live. If your abuser have access to your financial account, your email account, or your social media account, you have to change your password. But then you don't have to change your password when you're still with your abuser. But put it at the back of your mind that when you leave your abuser, when you escape from your abuser, the first thing you have to do is to change your password in all your accounts. You have to change it, because if you don't change your password, you'll be able to trace your movement from there and then wreak havoc. Trust me, you don't want any of that happen. You have to be ahead in this game. Then reach out to your friends and family. Don't be scared. Whatever it is that has happened, put it behind you. Don't say, oh, they will not want to listen to me. I understand the abuser isolated you from them. The abuser even bought you a new SIM card. Your father, your mother, your siblings, your friends, they don't have your new number. It's been years they heard from you. You stayed away from that friend because your abuser told you to stay away from that friend. And you're scared to reach out. You don't know what to say to them. Don't be scared. Allay your fears. Pick that phone. Make that call. Reach out to them. You'll be amazed at how much they are willing to help. Everybody cannot reject you. There will be that one person who will help you, who will listen to you. Then you have to get information. You have to get the assistance of an expert lawyer or an NGO in your area of residence, because you need all the information, all the resources, all the support you can get. As a mother, as a father, as an employer, as an employee, as a neighbor, as a friend, as a sibling, are you going to sit down and watch that man, that woman suffer abuse to death? Of course not. You wouldn't want to do that. You have to step in. You have to reach out to them. Please do not judge them. Do not condemn them. Do not blame them. Give them a listening ears. Give them a shoulder to lean on. Reassure them that you're there for them. And please let me sound this note of warning. If you know that you are a town crier with a loud microphone, please do not go close to any domestic abuse victim. Please stay away from them. They need people who are discreet. Whatever they tell you stays with you. And do not force them to tell you more than they are willing to. Allow them. And just listen to them talk. Give them a shoulder to lean on. Reassure them that everything is going to be fine. Reassure them you're going to be with them every step of the way. As a father, as a mother, do not chase your daughter or your son away when they come crying to you. Okay? Don't tell them, you went through the same thing. It's part of, no, it is not part of marriage. It doesn't rain everywhere. It's not everybody that is suffering domestic violence or abuse, and it's not everybody that suffered from domestic abuse. Please listen to them, accommodate them, welcome them, and see how you can help them. And also, please help them get information on laws regarding restraining orders, protective order, and child custody order. They need all of that. They need all the help they can get. They need all the love, all the care, all the attention, so as to build up their battered self-esteem. Thank you for watching this video. I trust you've learned one or two things. If you learned a thing or two, please invite your friends and families to watch this video on this channel. And don't forget to subscribe and click on the notification bell so as to get notified when we upload a video. Till I come your way again next time. Shalom.